can see how they interact with the
so
terrain.
You can
as
kind
well.
of really get good feedback on kind of which way you're driving, which way you're pointing. That was key for us as well.
So good.
And you've got little incidental features as well that make a lot of sense, like the headlights.
There you go. Look.
Which you can see we're just flashing on and off now. And
good for signalling and good for illuminating dark places.
Well, exactly. So a lot of that comes from the fact that, as we saw last week, our planets are so realistic. They're such realistic simulations that our vehicles needed to be as realistic. So we needed headlights on our vehicles, not just for show, but because when you drive around to the dark side of a planet, you're going to need some way to see where you're going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So they're practical, but they're also kind of fun just to flash at people as well, as you can see.
Just really quickly, while we're just a couple of people mentioned about the controls of this, and I know you're going to go, Mike. You're going to go into more details about the controls of things now in a moment. Chris, I'm sure you've got lots more to say, and we will come back to that in just a sec. But the actual, you saw when you looked down, you saw the joystick.
Oh yeah.
People asked about a steering wheel. I don't think we've ever actually directly said no. The joystick is what's in the game, and that's what controls the SRV in the game. Sorry. There is a joystick in the SRV cabin, of course.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what you're gonna feel sort of most comfortable with.
Yeah, it's actually quite useful as well because, as we'll get onto later, you need some amount of control.
Yeah, but also then you're playing right now with a pad. That's got to be clear.
I am totally playing with a pad. You can play with a steering wheel if you so wish. Just like you just bind it. There's lots of options to bind. You can bind keyboard controls. You can bind analog devices. That's all very well. And the main thing is that although you could drive with a steering wheel, I think you might need more axis of control for when you're in the air, as we'll find out.
Nice tease.
Yeah, but you've got some more stuff to talk about before we...
Well, we can touch on some of this as we're kind of moving around, but it's just, you can also see on the top of there, you've got some... you've got the ability to defend yourself as
that big thing on the...
We're not going to show how the turret works in action tonight, but you can see on top there are the weapons for the SRV. So they allow it to defend itself against other buggies, ships,
other things,
and
looks like you're off.
There
we go.
Now I would say, rightly so. We're in the meat of it.
I think you can see there what the thrusters are like there on the side. The boost thrusters. And that's what I was getting at before about the joystick, in that it makes sense to use a joystick because when you're in the air, you need some ability to be able to affect your roll and pitch so that you land appropriately, because you can never tell how rough the terrain is going to be on these planets, and you might fall down the side of a crater or a canyon, or you might jump yourself up some rifts like this and thrust, and then you might want to...
Oh, look at Adam showing off.
He just did a roll.
Very nice.
Well, I'm gonna have to top him. I'm gonna have to do a double barrel. Let's see if we can.
Right. Okay. Nice.
Get some drift on the go. Yeah. So basically, those thrusters are basically there to allow you to land gracefully, especially on high G worlds, and on low G worlds, it allows you to basically jump over and skip over small patches of difficult terrain. But you only have a finite amount of power with them. If you might notice that if I thrust into the air, it drains the engine capacity. So it's not just a copy-paste job from the ship cockpit. Those things are actually useful, and they've been repurposed. So as you see, it recharges quickly and it drains. And if I run out, then I'm just gonna drop. And then if you drop too hard, you're gonna do damage. You're gonna hurt the SRV.
If you want to learn more about the planets that we're showing here as well. Oh, in fact, I just want to mention, Chris, you might want to mention something we just saw on screen there with those sort of spots. I don't know.
The little spots are just a little graphical glitch that we've got at the moment.
Yep.
Work in progress, guys.
Work in progress, and we'll tidy all that up before release. And to be honest, a lot of this as well, there's a lot of little tweaks coming in for things like the VFX and the particles, and they're already looking cool, but there'll be a lot more little improvements as we go.
Oh, look at that! Look at that roll.
Why don't you talk a little bit as well about the scanner you can see there as well, the train scanner?
So that basically renders the surrounding terrain, so that especially when it's dark, or Or if you're in a canyon like this, sometimes you lose track of the horizon. It kind of can give you an idea of what kind of slope you're on because it's always level.
Absolutely, kind of helps you see if there's like a big drop coming.
Yep, sometimes because as I said, because these planets are real. You've got the sun can be at certain angles, like could be directly above, and as a result, you're not seeing like the shadows that are sort of describing the terrain. So sometimes you're just driving along, minding your own business, and all of a sudden there's a crater there, and you didn't see it come in, and if it wasn't for the terrain scanner, if you glance down every now and then, a skilled player would see the crater coming up and can react to it.
Is Adam going the right way? Because I know you've got a little route plotted here.
Yeah, we're just following along the canyon. We're going the.
So yeah, the driving, it feels. I had a little play around with it earlier. It feels so good. It feels really so nice.
Yeah, that's the plan, wasn't it, from the start? Get something that's accessible. There's a bit of skill involved sometimes. You know,
it's not easy as well. You can't just power down here.
No, especially on this smoother stuff. You can go quite fast, but as I said, this rough terrain to the side there, you have to go slow. Oh yeah, we can do. And likewise, as it's work in progress, there's still lots of things to be balanced, like the damage that you get from falling and from collisions with the cab and the rest of the SRV. And as a result, so it's balanced at the moment to be a bit safe. So at the moment, I'm looking at my damage. I'm 100% hull. Yeah. And I wouldn't expect that perhaps to be the case. I've taken a few hard hits before.
Right, yeah, sure. So if you are just joining us as well, welcome everybody to the live stream. We're so thrilled to be able to show this off today. This is the first in-game footage of Elite Dangerous Horizons being played live by Mike, and Adam is there. Adam Dillon is there.
Flash your lights, Adam.
Just to be very, very clear, this is we're just showing off the handling models and stuff like that, which I think is just incredibly fun and
it's kind of like this nice mix between controlled drivability with uncontrolled drifting.
Almost giving me vertigo just looking at this.
And the aerial control, which is something that we implemented basically straight away, because you can never tell what kind of terrain you might come across. We needed an ability to be able to if you get in the air, especially on low G worlds, that happens quite a lot. You need some way to control.